So, as you can see, I've got it all jacked up. When I built the shell, or when Amir and I built the shell, but some of the ideas I incorporated in it, you might be able to see here where this axle stand is. So as you can see there, where the axle stands in, what I did is when the bottom plates that go onto the roll cage, I built these tubes on it, onto the flat plate, so that these axle stands could sit under it and sit right nicely on it, so it doesn't crush. Well, it won't crush because it's got that heavy plate on it. But I put the tubes in, and you can see I did it the same both ends. So if you had to put axle stands under it, you had a perfect place to sit them. And then obviously this one here, I made a box section right through the car, so you can lift up one side and do one set of tyres, and the same on the other side. And it has a quick jack, so you just lift it, or it has another piece that you can put a hydraulic jack in. It works really quite well. So put them back on that. This is all on the build video, which you can go back and have a look at if you want, but it's they're mini sport 4-pot calipers. Everything's adjustable, front tie rod, the lower arm, obviously the gas shocks, vented discs. So what I'm going to do now, and basically we made this piece here. What we did is I used the rose joint here, and then I made a left and right hand thread from top to bottom. So what you can do is just turn this, and this will change the angle of the front of the subframe if you want to, because I couldn't find a left and right hand rod, so I made one up both sides. So what I'm going to do now is I've got it jacked up. I've got this, I'm going to take the oil out of it. Water's already been drained, so I'll just take this off and get the oil out of it, because I've got to take the oil cooler off. That's going to make a mess. You can see there ain't a lot left in it, unfortunately, because have a look at that. I'll check that in a sec. As you can see, that oil catcher there's quite a lot in it, so there was a massive amount of pressure going down the side of that piston, yeah, it just blowing it straight into that catcher, which is what it's designed to do. So as I say, I'll get this all out, and then I can take this oil cooler setup off, radiator off. I've got the quick disconnect on the gear change rod. Pull that pin out, and we should be able to pop the engine out very quickly. I might take that stand off because that could get in the way. I've got to take the wok and the gearbox apart anyway, so I might as well take them off. I'll see how I feel. So as you can see, I've taken off the oil cooler pipes. This is a setup so it gets warm enough. It's not a good idea to have the oil just going straight through a cooler. You want to get it to temperature. So this has got like a bimetal spring in it, and it restricts it until it's warm enough, and then it allows it to go through the cooler. That's the best way of having the setup, and there's the oil in it now. I'll let that drain, go and get a cup of tea, take the oil cooler off, radiator off, take the clip out the back, and this has a quick release. You might be able to see that clip there. So these are quick release. You pull these out, pull the pins, and the mountings, the engine mounts, actually slide off. They're in a V-shaped block, and you just lift it up and it comes straight out, so there's no nuts and bolts. Don't know if anybody's aware of them. Should have took this. This is a plaster to get off. The bolts are too long on it.
Okay.
It's catching something, is it?
It's just.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Still keep going?
Yeah. Good.
See this one at the front, this leg, we'll have to modify that. Yeah, because it's quite, well, change the Okay,
Sorry.
can I go back?
Yeah.
There we go. And that's all she wrote. There she is, she's out. So, then what I'll do next before I take it to Max is, I know that looks a bit strange putting those nuts on it, but I couldn't find a sleeve because we didn't want to have this bottom piece on here because it'll bend the, I can't remember, my head's up my arse at the moment. Yeah, anyway, it'll come to me. So what I'll do is I'll take the water pump off, we don't need that on. I'll leave the timing in place so you can check all that. I'll take off the wok, the clutch, as much as I can and leave the rest to Max. So, sorry, it's come to me now. Yeah, so the head studs, because they're so long, we didn't want to bend them by having this too far up here and it bend it. So we put it on the bottom and come out really quite nice. So, and you can see the inner CVs are there, we just pop them out. And it's easier just to take the top ball joints out and the track rod ends and just let them lean over. And so what I think though is I think we'll make that crown wheel, at the moment I think it's a 3.7, I think they call them a 3.764 or something like that. And I think we need a taller diff, which will be a 3.1, and then we'll get more road speed out of it, especially with the 13-inch wheels that are on it. And yeah, I'll just take off any ancillary bits that that's going to get in his way, as I say, like the water pump. Take that oil breather from the back there. That's actually for the mechanical pump normally. And this is a, Paul said it was from a, memory, I think I'm getting Alzheimer's. Yeah, it was from a Metro, an MG Metro. I mean, worst comes to worst, if it's so bad, the bore, then we'll just have to have liners put in it and go from there. But anyway, it's out now, so we'll see how we get on. And you can see here, I tried to take it all out fairly modular. You can see this is a racing alternator, Fletcher aluminium. You can see the starter's a high torque starter, aluminium roller rockers. This U-tube is from the head. And the reason we have this dry decking is because mini engines are notorious for number 4, the one furthest away, not getting enough coolant. And with this dry deck system, where the gasket has no holes in it for the water to flow through the block, it has to go through the head one way and come out the other way. So it means it is cooling the whole head. Otherwise it would overheat probably terribly at racing speeds. So anyway, there we are. You can see the wok has been lightened. To be honest, it's not about lightening, it's probably more about cooling it down than anything else. So yeah, there we are, and there you can see, let me have a sit down, my old body can't act this, and there you can see there's the outlet from the block where the water comes through. So it comes from here and straight into the head. And it's called a dry deck system. You can see there's only holes. There's no holes for the water to go through. And this is I think it's composite gasket, but it's called a different name. I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, whatever it's called. There's a special gasket for this, so it works well. And it's just a core plug. This is just the core plug hole, and then all you have to do is drill the holes and tap them, thread them and tap them. And yeah, and then you've got water. You know the water flow has to go through. There can't be any blockage in it, or it won't work. On a normal engine, it will come in through the thermostat and it will come up so far, 1, 2, 3. But the end of 3 and 4, they get starved a little bit of water being flushed, especially there's a lot of crap and there's water in the radiator and rust. So yeah, anyway, so there we are. So on that note, there will be a part 4. and that'll probably be when I take it to Max in Graz, and he's done the check on it and told me where we need to go with it, and I'll do an update on that, and then however long it takes to get done, and we'll decide which way we're going with it. But as usual, stay safe, keep the faith, even though it's hard sometimes, and yeah, enjoy your hobby. Take care, everybody. Be good to each other. Bye for now.